welcome to Rocky Road Railway. I am so glad that you've joined me this morning for Digital Day Camp. Now, I know it's not what you're used to, but we're still going to have a blast, and I'm so excited that you've joined me. So my name is Conductor Carla, and I'm excited to be riding the rails with you this week. And we're going to start each day here at Sing and Play Express, where I'm going to help you have fun, sing, and celebrate Jesus' power. So why don't we start off this week right, and we're going to sing our theme song. So everybody up on your feet and sing loud for all to hear.
We trust in you, Jesus. You're all that we need. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. You give us hope and life that's forever. You make us bold and we stand together. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. We're off on this journey, there's no looking back. With Jesus to lead us, we're on the right track. Oh, 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 oh. Wide open spaces for wide open eyes. We're looking ahead for the next big surprise. Oh, 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 oh. We trust in you, Jesus. You're all that we need. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. You give us hope and life that's forever. You make us bold and we stand together. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. We're off on this journey, there's no looking back. With Jesus to lead us, we're on the right track. Oh, 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 oh. Wide open spaces for wide open eyes. We're looking ahead for the next big surprise. Oh, 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 oh. We trust in you, Jesus. You're all that we need. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. You give us hope and life that's forever. We stand together. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. Trusting in you. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. Trusting in you. Trusting in you. We're trusting in you. Trusting in you.
This week, we're imagining what it would be like to journey on a steam train through the wild, vast, and beautiful Rocky Mountains. A long time ago, steam trains were the fastest way to travel when you had to go a long way or if you had to go up a really large hill. So not many people use steam trains like this anymore. But here's the deal. Anytime you see this sign, it means I want you to pause the video and either talk about a question or do an activity that I have planned for you, okay? So what are you going to do when you see this sign? Pause the video, that's right. So this time, I want you to chat about whether you have ever ridden on a train, and if you have, what was it like? Steam trains get their power from the steam engine. So imagine a steam engine is a little bit like a tea kettle. Whenever the water inside boils, it pushes the steam through the hole and it whistles. Pretty cool, huh? Inventors figured out a way to capture the steam and turn it into power. Enough power for a train to pull thousands and thousands of pounds over a tall, rocky mountain. Trains have the power to cross miles and miles of deserts, carrying things to people who need them. I'm going to give you 30 seconds, and I want you to imagine that you have a steam train, and you can load it up with whatever you want, and you can go wherever you want. Where would you go? Ready? 1, 2, 3. It would take a lot of power to get all those things that you guys had in your steam engines across the country. This week, we're going to discover a special kind of power that you and I do have, though. We have Jesus power right here, ready to help us with these important things. Maybe when you think of power, you think of a superhero who has superpowers, or maybe it makes you think of someone with huge muscles. But God has more power than either of those. God has the power to create mountains and oceans just by speaking. God has the power to love and forgive and comfort and heal, and He has all that power too. This week, we're going to be talking about how we can trust Jesus' power to help us every single day. And later in the week, we're going to hear about the life-saving power of Jesus' blood. So why don't you get up on your feet and we're going to sing another song together.
Would you do service for Jesus, your King? There's power in the blood, power in the blood. Would you live daily His praises to sing? There's wonderful power in the blood. There is power, power, wonder-working power in the blood of the Lamb. There is power, power, wonder-working power in the precious blood of the Lamb. Would you do service for Jesus, your King? There's power in the blood, power in the blood. Would you live daily His praises to sing? There's wonderful power in the blood. There is power, power, wonder-working power in the blood of the Lamb. There is power, power, wonder-working power in the precious blood of the Lamb. Oh, there is power, power, wonder-working power in the blood of the Lamb. There is power, wonder-working power in the precious blood of the Lamb.
Each day, we're going to learn a new Bible point, which is an important truth from the Bible. Today, we're going to explore how Jesus' power helps us do hard things. Today, whenever you hear someone say, Jesus' power helps us do hard things, you're going to put your fist in the air and you're going to say, trust Jesus. Can you do that with me? So Jesus has the power to do hard things. Trust Jesus. That was pretty good. I think you can do it a little bit louder. Let's try it one more time. Jesus' power helps us do hard things. Trust Jesus. Fantastic. So to help us remember these Bible points each day, we're going to meet a new Bible buddy. And all of our buddies are animals that you can find somewhere in the Rocky Mountains. So let's take a look at day 1.
Hey there, friends! Glad you're all on board for a rambunctious week of faith and fun at Rocky Railway. I'm Ramsey, a bighorn sheep. Can you guess why? Okay, that was too easy. Check out these cool, curvy horns God gave me. Ram's horns can weigh up to 30 pounds. That's as much as some of our littlest preschool buddies. Wow! My horns have to be tough because we male sheep use them to keep other rams out of our territory. People who study rams say we can run into each other at 20 to 40 miles per hour. Bam! You can hear that sound for miles. Me and my herd hang out all over the majestic, massive Rocky Mountains. The Rocky Mountains rock! If you head up to find me, strap on your hiking boots. Sometimes my herd grazes in an alpine meadow. 'Cause that's where the good stuff is. Wow, good! But the meadow makes us an easy target for predators, so we also like to climb way up those crazy cliffs. We sheep like it steep. Me and my family can hang out on a little teeny tiny ledge that's only a few inches wide. Animals like bears or coyotes can't bother us here. Whew! And check out the view! God made us just right for staying safe in those hard, rocky places. My hooves are split and have a rough skin on the bottom that grips tight to the rugged rocks. Plus, I've got excellent eyesight. No glasses for me. It may sound like climbing these cliffs and balancing on jagged ledges is hard to do, but God has given me everything I need to live here. Find food and keep my family safe. I've heard that you sometimes have to do hard things too. When there's a bully at school, maybe you feel like you're in a rough, rocky place. You may not be balanced on a cliff ledge like me, but maybe you have to balance homework, chores, sports, music, and friendships. That sounds hard. Maybe coming here today and making new friends even feels like a hard thing for you. But did you know you don't face those hard things alone? No way! Jesus is right beside you. Yep, even right now. He gives you His power to climb through those mountains of worry and get through any rough stuff you gotta do. The Bible powers you up with this truth. For I can do everything through Christ who gives me strength. That means you don't have to have your own power to do hard things. Jesus' power helps us do hard things. Trust Jesus.
Kids, I've heard a commotion around the rail yard about a rock slide last night. I mean, that could be really bad. I wonder if there's somebody around here that could maybe help us figure that out. Oh, hey, maybe you could help us. Do you work here?
Do I work here? Friend, I've been working on the railroad all the livelong day. In fact, I don't just work on the trains, I drive them. The name's Cam Track. I'm an engineer here on the rail yard.
Well, nice to meet you, Cam. My name is Conductor Carla, and, well, with a name like that, you must really love to drive trains.
When you know trains as much as I do, it becomes a part of you.
That's really deep. Well, I'm wondering, can you help us? Do you know anything about this rock slide?
In fact, I do. Last night, a whole bunch of boulders went flying down the mountain and landed right here on the track.
Oh no! That could cause some really big problems.
It can, and it did. I was supposed to take an engine down the mountain with my crew this morning. Good thing I'm here to take care of all this.
You really think that you're strong enough to move that boulder?
I don't think. I know.
Well, why don't you go ahead and give it a try then?
Easy peasy. You might want to stand back in case this thing goes flying.
Yeah.
It's useless. I'm not strong enough. It's too hard.
It's funny that you should mention that it's too hard, because my friends and I, we were just talking about how Jesus' power helps us do hard things. Trust Jesus. See, sometimes maybe we have to do hard things, like taking a big test at school. Or maybe you have to stand up to a bully. Maybe you have to take care of a sick family member. Or what if your best friend moves away?
We've already established I'm not strong enough.
You're not strong enough, Cam. None of us are strong enough. But there is somebody who is. His name is Jesus, and he is strong and powerful in every way. He can help us with all of this tough stuff, and the stuff on the inside too. When things are too hard to handle, he can help take the load.
This Jesus guy sounds like a good guy to be friends with. Well, I need to find a way to get all these boulders off this track. But maybe Jesus can help me think of the right idea of what to do.
That sounds like a great idea. But I'm going to finish up with my friends here, and then once we're done, I'll come and help you figure that out.
Sounds good. Yeah, bye, everyone.
Bye, Cam. The Bible says, "For I can do everything through Christ who gives me strength." Christ is another name for Jesus. So Jesus' power can help us do hard things. Trust Jesus. You guys are catching on. Good job. He gives us the strength we need to power through sadness or confusion or even mad feelings. Let's sing a song about Jesus' awesome power.
I feel it in the air right now. It's all around, I see it everywhere. It's the power. Yeah, yeah, God's power. It's the power to move any star. It's the power to heal your broken heart. It's the power. Yeah, God's power. So don't hold back, no, don't hold still. God is here and he is real. Take 4 steps to the left, to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn it around and move to the right. 1, 2, 3. Now take tiny little jumps forward to the front. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 jumps back, but you better look back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now freeze. And everybody clap your hands. Now stop. I feel it in the air right now. It's all around, I see it everywhere. It's the power. Yeah, yeah, God's power. It's the power to move any star. It's the power to heal your broken heart. It's the power. Yeah, God's power. So don't hold back, no, don't hold still. God is here and he is real. Take 4 steps to the left, to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn it around and move to the right. 1, 2, 3. Now take tiny little jumps forward to the front. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 jumps back, but you better look back. Let's do it all again right now. Take 4 steps to the left, to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn it around and move to the right. 1, 2, 3. Now take tiny little jumps forward to the front. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 jumps back, but you better look back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now freeze. And everybody clap your hands. Now stop.
What a great start we've had to our day so far. I hope you have had as much fun as I have. It's far from over though. We have lots more fun stuff coming down the track. So next up, we're going to move to our imagination station and check out some fun sciencey gizmos to help us learn our Bible poem. So remember, Jesus' power helps us do hard things. Trust Jesus.
Welcome to Imagination Station. I'm so glad you're here. I can't wait to see what incredible things we'll discover about Jesus' power this week. We're going to have so much fun together. But before we get started, I need to ask you something. Who brought their imagination today? I was worried you might forget your imagination since this is the first day of EBS. So I was talking to my friend Ramsey. I think you met my friend Ramsey earlier, right? Well, Ramsey is a bighorn sheep, and he told me that him and his friends love living in the Rocky Mountains. The mountains are so beautiful, and the scenery is so spectacular. But Ramsey said that sometimes it's kind of hard to live in the mountains, especially in the winter when it snows. That's when Ramsey's sure-footed feet come in handy. Ramsey's feet help him do hard things, like walk on slippery, snowy mountains. Even when it snows, Ramsey knows that Jesus' power helps us do hard things. Trust Jesus. There, that's better. I think your imaginations are up and running now. And that's a good thing, because each day at Imagination Station, you'll get to be part of fun activities and experiments that help us discover more about Jesus' power. And you'll get to play with an awesome, science-y, fun gizmo every day. We'll get to our first activity in a minute. But first, I have another question for you. How long do you think it takes a baby bighorn sheep to be able to walk and climb as well as its mother? Does it take 6 weeks or 1 day? Think about that and decide on your answer. Okay, I need a loud drum roll before I reveal the answer. Make a drum roll with me. And the answer is, a baby bighorn can walk and climb as well as its mother within just 1 day. Imagine that. Let's get back on track. Grab some paper and a marker to make your own train tracks. Draw a train track from one end of the paper to the other. You can draw mountains and trees, streams if you want, and curve it through the Rocky Mountains. You can even add fun stickers if you have some. I'll give you a moment. Have fun. Today, we're discovering that Jesus' power helps us do hard things. Trust Jesus. You know, sometimes we all have to do hard things, and we may not understand why. We may not be able to control what's happening. Our lives seem to be going in all different directions. Let's see what that's like. This is my off-rail roller. Go ahead and grab your off-rail roller pieces, and I'll lead you through how to put it together. To assemble your off-rail roller, first lay out all of the pieces. You should have 2 black circular pieces. One has a flat side. The other has a bump in the middle. You'll have 2 straws, a long straw and a short straw, a rubber band, and a paper clip from home. The first step is to thread the rubber band through the paper clip. This paper clip is going to act as a needle. It should look like this. Take the black piece with the bump on the outside and using the paper clip, thread the rubber band through the hole. You should have the rubber band coming out one side and a paper clip coming out the other. Grab your large straw and pull it through the rubber band. Using the paper clip, pull until the straw is flat against the outside and stays in place. Then take the other black piece, the flat circle. Use the paper clip to thread again through the hole. Push the two black pieces together until they snap in the middle. Then pull the paper clip and the rubber band apart. Be sure to keep one finger in the rubber band so you can thread the short straw. When you're finished, it should look just like this: a long straw on the side with a bump and a short straw on the flat side. Now pick up your off-rail roller, holding the short side in your hand, wind the long straw. Do it several times. The more you wind it, the longer it will go. And we're off the rails. Take a few minutes and experiment with your off-rail roller. You might want to try it on some different surfaces. You could even try to keep it on your paper track. After a few minutes, you'll hear the train whistle when it's time to come back. Have fun! Take your off-rail roller and put it inside a baggie. If you happen to have a Try This at Home sticker, it will help you remember today's Bible point, that Jesus' power helps us do hard things. Trust Jesus. All right, that's it for today. We'll see you back again next time at Imagination Station.
Hey SCF kids! My name's Julie, and I'm so excited to be part of the virtual Bible school this year. I want to tell you today about a story about a man who had to do something really hard, and even though it was hard, he knew that God would give him strength to do it. Because our Bible verse is Philippians 4, verse 13, "For I can do everything through Christ who gives me strength." You know, some of us have things in our lives that we can do that are come really easy. I have a sister named Tammy, and she is really good at playing the piano. But I never learned how to play the piano. I thought it was too hard. But for her, it was really, really easy. Oh, there's my sister now. Oh, hey, I was just talking about you.
You were?
Yeah, because remember how easy it was for you to learn how to play the piano? And even though I took piano lessons for 2 years, I can't play the piano. It's just too hard. That must have just been so easy for you. You just sit down and you just play.
No, it was not easy. I had to practice every day, even when I didn't want to.
Oh. Oh, yeah, I guess I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Was there ever a time that even though you were good at playing the piano, you knew there would be something that was going to be really hard and you were actually afraid to do it and you didn't want to?
Sometimes, like if I had to play in front of a whole bunch of people, like a big crowd, that was pretty scary. And then sometimes I actually decided that I was going to go compete in a competition and I had to play in front of judges, and that was really scary.
Ugh, no one likes judges.
Mm-mm,
Yeah,
no.
like Simon Cowell?
Yeah, sometimes scary like that.
Ew.
Yeah,
Okay.
not fun.
Yeah, well, okay, we'll see ya.
See ya!
I have 3 kids, and all of them are good at some things, but they're not all good at everything. Here's Owen.
Hey, Owen, what's something you're good at?
I'm good at basketball.
And although he's really good at basketball, he's not very good at dancing, like Maggie is.
Hey, Maggie, what's something you're good at?
I'm good at TikTok dances.
And Maggie is not really good at doing backflips like Kyla is.
Hi, Kyla. What's something you're good at?
I'm good at tumbling.
Today's story is about a man named Ananias. And Ananias was a prophet. A prophet is someone that God talks to, and then that person then has to tell lots of people what God said. Now, back in the Bible times, just after Jesus died on the cross and went to heaven to live with God, the Christians were being persecuted. And persecuted is a big word for getting bullied. There was one man in particular named Saul, and he was the biggest, baddest, meanest bully of all. I'm going to read to you from the Bible. This is one of our Bibles at the church. My Bible doesn't look like this. Not every Bible looks the same, but they all say the same stuff. They're all from God, words from God for us to teach us. So today's Bible story is in the book of Acts. So when you have your Bible and you open it up, Old Testament, Old Testament, Old Testament, New Testament, Acts, there it is. Okay, it's super heavy. So this is from Acts chapter 9, and it's verses 9 through to 19. Let me get on my spectacles. So this is what it says. Meanwhile, Saul, still breathing threats and murder against the disciples of the Lord, went to the high priest and asked him for letters to the synagogues at Damascus, so that if he found any who belonged to the way, which means anyone who was a Christian, he might bring them bound up to Jerusalem. So basically, Saul was like a police officer that was allowed to arrest Christians and take them to jail. That's too bad. Now, verse 3. As he was going along and approaching Damascus, suddenly a light from heaven flashed around him, and he fell to the ground, and he heard a voice say to him, this is my best God voice, because this was God speaking, Saul, Saul, why do you persecute me? And he asked, who are you, Lord? And the reply came, I am Jesus, whom you are persecuting, which means being a bully to. Get up, enter the city, and you will be told what you are to do. So Saul wasn't alone when he was walking down the road. The men who were traveling with him stood speechless because they heard the voice, but they didn't see anybody. Saul got up from the ground, and though his eyes were open, he could see nothing. So his friends led him by the hand and brought him into Damascus. For 3 days he went without sight, and neither ate nor drank. Verse 10. Now, there was a disciple in Damascus named Ananias, and he was the prophet. The Lord said to him in a vision, Ananias. And he answered, Here I am, Lord. The Lord said to him, Get up and go to the street called Straight, and at the house of Judas look for a man of Tarsus named Saul. At this moment he is praying, and he has seen in a vision a man named Ananias come in, lay his hands on him so that he might regain his sight. But Ananias answered, Lord, I have heard from many people about this man and how much evil he has done to your saints in Jerusalem. And here he has authority from the chief priests to bind all who invoke your name. So he was scared, right? He's like, I don't want to do this. It's too hard and I'm too afraid. Even though he was a prophet of God and he was very used to telling people about God and giving them the words of God, he was afraid. But the Lord said to him, Go, for he is an instrument whom I have chosen to bring my name before Gentiles and kings and before the people of Israel. I myself will show him how much he must suffer for the sake of my name. So Ananias went. He entered the house where Saul was. He laid his hands on Saul and said, Brother Saul, the Lord Jesus, who appeared to you on your way here, has sent me so that you may regain your sight and be filled with the Holy Spirit. And immediately, something like scales, maybe a whole bunch of little pieces like my glasses, all fell off of Saul's eyes, and his sight was restored. Then he got up, he was baptized, and after eating some food, he regained his full strength. This is an awesome story about somebody who was afraid to do something. They did it anyway, even though it was hard, and a really great thing happened. Now, I'm going to give you a little Bible story, little forecast. This guy named Saul, who was the meanest, baddest bully, he became one of the most amazing teachers and preachers and basically became a Bible hero because he spread the message of Jesus to a whole bunch of people, Jews and Gentiles and all the people that lived in those days. So even though there are really hard things that we have to do, we might be afraid to do, sometimes we need to remember that God is in control. So just like our Bible verse said for today, I can do everything through Christ who gives me strength. And our bottom line is Jesus' power helps us to do hard things. Can you say that with me? Is there anybody in the room with you? Maybe they can say it with you too. Ready? Jesus' power helps us do hard things. One more time. Jesus' power helps us do hard things. It was really fun talking to you guys today about Ananias and his brave time of going to see Saul and helping Saul become a Christian. Have a great day, you guys. See you soon.
Welcome to KidVid Cinema. Here, you're going to get a chance to dive into God's amazing book, the Bible. And we're going to watch videos about real kids telling real stories about God's amazing power. Jesus' power helps them just like it can help you and me. And today we're discovering that Jesus' power helps us do hard things. Trust Jesus. In today's video, we're going to meet a friend named Dominic, and he loves to do karate. Do you guys know what karate is? It involves special kicks and movements that actually are pretty hard to do. And as you watch the video, be on the lookout for things that Dominic has to learn. So check this out.
My name is Dominic, and I'm almost 11 years old.
Dominic lives with his mom, dad, grandma, and grandpa. He enjoys all kinds of hobbies, but one is his favorite.
I like to build things. I also like karate a lot. I love karate because I get to really express myself and I get to have fun. And I also get to build character and build physical strength.
Learning karate is hard work. Dominic practices up to 3 times a week. Plus, he practices at home with his dad.
The hardest thing about karate is definitely a lot of push-ups, leg lifts, sit-ups.
Dominic knows that he needs to trust Jesus when things get hard.
There was this board breaking thing, and I saw all the other kids break it with their palm. Right here. Boom. Just didn't work out for me.
Dominic failed to break the board with his hand, but he didn't give up. He continued to train, and he asked Jesus to help him.
And I said, I'm gonna break this board. It's an obstacle in my way, and let me push through it. And I broke it.
Another part of karate is taking tests to earn new belts. Each belt color represents a new level. Earning a new belt is hard.
I was very discouraged on the first day because I was afraid I wasn't going to pass, and that's what brought me down. The second day, I was feeling very, very discouraged, very, very, very sad. And I thought, I don't think I'm going to pass this, and I didn't. I failed, and I failed, and I failed. Finally got to the last day that I could possibly test, and I said, this isn't going to be like those last times. I am going to pass it. I said, you know what, Jesus can help me get through this. I'm just going to pray to him today. I am going to pass the test tomorrow. And I did.
In the Bible, in the book of Philippians, chapter 4, verse 13, it says, "For I can do everything through Christ who gives me strength."
My 3-day test, it was really hard. And Jesus helped me through that. I was nervous for it. If you're going through hard things, I suggest that all you need to do is just trust in God and he'll help you. Pray to God and he can get you through anything. Jesus' power helps us do hard things.
Okay, what I want you to do now is I want you to pause the video, circle up with your crew, that just means the people that are at your house with you right now, and I want you to discuss the following question. Well, welcome to our very first Rocky Road wrap-up. Conductor Carla here, and each day we're going to wrap up our tremendous trip on the tracks with songs, smiles, and surprises. Bighorn sheep like Ramsey are custom made to travel up steep mountains. When you see Ramsey, you can remember that Jesus' power helps us do hard things. Trust Jesus. To help you remember all of these important points and verses, I have a special gift for you every single day. They're pretty cool, and there's even an app that your parents can download that lets you play a Bible Buddy game. So parents, go ahead and grab day 1 Bible Buddy from your supply box and the carabiner, okay? So you can use the buddies as game pieces actually, because they can go around like this. Let me show you, you can see they attach like that, and it actually can be used as a game piece in your Tracking with Jesus book that you used during snack time earlier. So once you have your Bible Buddy on your carabiner, just like so, you can go ahead and you can clip that right on to your clothes somewhere. So once you have your Bible buddy on your carabiner, and you can clip it onto your belt loop, and we're going to sing a song together called Power in the Blood.
Would you do service for Jesus, your King? There's power in the blood, power in the blood. Would you live daily His praises to sing? There's wonderful power in the blood. There is power, power, wonder-working power in the blood of the Lamb. There is power, power, wonder-working power in the precious blood of the Lamb. Would you do service for Jesus, your King? There's power in the blood, power in the blood. Would you live daily His praises to sing? There's wonderful power in the blood. There is power, power, wonder-working power in the blood of the Lamb. There is power, power, wonder-working power in the precious blood of the Lamb. Oh, there is power, power, wonder-working power in the blood of the Lamb. There is power, wonder-working power in the precious blood of the Lamb.
Train crews have very challenging jobs, full of hard things. Every day they have to haul cargo, keep passengers safe, fix broken trains, and make sure they arrive to the destination on time. That's a lot of pressure. I actually found a tricky train track challenge for us to try together. Now, try and say that. Tricky train track challenge. That's a tongue twister. Do you think it's going to be easy or hard? Shout it out. I want to hear you. All right, some of you think it's going to be easy, some of you think it's going to be hard. I'm going to get you to pause the video for a second. Where's my sign? Pause the video, and in your supply box, you are going to find some train tracks that look like this, okay? So there should be 2 sets of these for each of you that are going to participate. So you're going to need both of the train track sets, okay? So pause the video now and go ahead and go find those. All right, everyone ready? Aiden, why don't you come on up here, and he's going to give me a hand for this tricky train track challenge. Okay, so first up, I'm going to give you this train track, and I am going to get you to put one hand here and one hand here, okay? On the top corners, cheater. All right, so you guys are going to do the same thing at home. On each corner, and on the count of 3, we're going to rip them together, okay? 1, 2, 3, rip! All right, so what happened? Yeah, so I wanted you to rip all 3 of those tracks apart separately, but Aiden, you still got 2 of them attached. What about you guys at home? You know what? Was it harder than what it looked? I mean, it was easy to rip the paper, but not what I was looking for. Okay, so I want you to pause the video again, and I want you to discuss the question on your screen. All right, Aiden, we're going to try this again. This time, I'm going to give you a track tearing tip, okay? So sometimes we need help doing something challenging. And no, to help us get ready, I think you guys should help us by saying our Bible point together. So Jesus' power helps us do hard things. Trust Jesus. So, are you ready for the tip?
Yeah.
Okay, here is my track tearing tip. I'm going to get you to put... Okay, so if you notice on the top of your paper, there's like little slits. So that needs to be on the top, okay? So you're going to put the center track in your mouth, and I'm going to get you to pull with this hand forward and this hand away from you, okay? So does everybody understand at home? Center track in your mouth, one goes forward, one goes back, okay? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, go! All right, what happened, Aiden? Look at that!
I ripped it!
He ripped it, and all 3 tracks are separate. So, you know what? Sometimes it can be hard to do some of these things. Thank you, Aiden. You can go have a seat again. Like I said, sometimes it can be hard to do things, and we just need maybe some advice from somebody else, or we need to just try and do it again. You know what? That's why Jesus put other people around us to help us out. And Jesus has the power to put the right people in your life and in my life to help us, support us, and to guide us and help us get through the tough stuff. So great job on that activity, you guys. You can clean that up and meet me back here in just a couple seconds. Well, we have had a great first day at Rocky Railroad. Thanks for celebrating Jesus' power with me. I cannot wait until tomorrow for another day of adventure, discovery, and excitement with all of you. I just have one announcement before we close off with our theme song. So each day at Rocky Railroad, we're going to have a dress-up theme. So if you dress up and post a picture to the SCF Kids Ministry page, your name will be entered into a contest to win a prize at the end of the week. All right, you got it? I cannot wait to see your creativity each day posted because I can't see you in person, so I want to see those pictures of all of the fun things that you've been doing. So you don't necessarily have to just post pictures of your costume, but you can also post pictures of some of the fun things that you've been doing. So each time you post something from your week, your name will be entered into our contest, okay? So you're probably wondering, what is tomorrow's dress-up theme? So tomorrow you can dress up with a crazy hat or a crazy hair, maybe even, like Aiden suggested, a crazy mask. So decorate your head in some form, and I'd love to see your creativity. All right, everybody up on your feet, and let's close off our morning with our theme song.
We trust in you, Jesus. You're all that we need. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. You give us hope and life that's forever. You make us bold and we stand together. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. We're off on this journey, there's no looking back. With Jesus to lead us, we're on the right track. Oh, 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 oh. Wide open spaces for wide open eyes. We're looking ahead for the next big surprise. Oh, 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 oh. We trust in you, Jesus. You're all that we need. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. You give us hope and life that's forever. You make us whole and we stand together. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. We're off on this journey, there's no looking back. With Jesus to lead us, we're on the right track. Oh, 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 oh. Wide open spaces for wide open